Well, g'day everybody. It's the 15th of March 2021. Here's a nice little photo of the Indian Pacific train that goes from Sydney to Perth. The reason I'm putting this on is because there's been a lot of controversy over the federal government's plan to have half fares to a whole series of destinations in Australia by plane. So you can go half fare from Melbourne to Cairns, but you can't go half fare from Sydney to Perth on the Indian Pacific. I wonder why. I'll tell you what, you'd soon start filling those trains up. You'd be running more services if you could have half fare. And I would say, by the way, one of my little hobby horses, let's say, on this subject is that the privatisation of the trains like the Indian Pacific and the GAN and the Overland have been both a success and a failure. They've been a success to a certain degree, but primarily dependent on overseas travel, and there is no overseas travel at the moment because the border's been closed. But even then, it's dependent on people being very wealthy who want to ride the train. They're nice travel experiences, don't get me wrong. But I believe a new agency could be formed. I'm calling it Australian National like the old days. But the federal government perhaps should take over those trains and improve the services and operate them more frequently. I have in mind at least 2 or 3 services a week on the Indian Pacific and 2 services a week on the GAN and a daily service from Melbourne to Adelaide on the Overland. They're just thoughts, so I don't know what your opinion is of all that, but I'll be happy to hear from people. Nice, civil and polite replies, please.